Hello everyone, my name is Maya and I'm really happy that you could join me for today's Kundalini Yoga practice on self-love. Now before I start to unpack that word, that idea, what it might mean, I want to invite everyone to find a comfortable seat. So I'm sitting up, propping my hips up on a little folded blanket, just so I can sit with a taller spine and have energy travel more easily up and down. Now you can either sit on a folded blanket, towel, a cushion, a bolster, whatever works for you. You can also, for the seated parts of today's practice, you can even sit in a chair, planting your feet flat on the ground and sitting tall. And we are sitting a lot for today's practice. We're going to warm up for that a little bit, but if you find you're sitting and you start to feel pain or discomfort, we want to challenge ourselves. We want to sit tall, but we never want to push through pain. So you can always switch the cross of your legs. You can bring your legs out in front of you and prop some bolsters or some cushions or rolled up towels, whatever you like. You can also come to sit in rock pose, which is another way of saying sit on your heels. It's another good way to sit tall without sitting in cross-legged. And if you do sit this way and you want a little bit of extra support, you can grab a block between the legs as a little stool or a rolled up blanket, bolster, anything you like. So if you have one of those large bolsters, you can sit on it like a horse. And this can be really good for relieving some of the pain that we get in our lower back, hips from sitting in cross-legged. So I don't have those things with me today, but anything you need to get a little bit more comfortable is welcome. So as you're ready now, I invite you to sit tall and steady in your preferred position. Relax your hands on your lap, relax your shoulders down, and just, if you're comfortable doing so today, just close your eyes and see if you can focus your inner gaze in and up at third eye point. This is between our eyebrows and just slightly above. This is our sixth chakra, Ajna chakra, also known as our point of intuition or our point of greater awareness. We have two eyes that look out into the world and our third eye looks in. It's a way of seeing ourselves more clearly, seeing the world around us more clearly by extension. So you can either focus here by rolling your eyes up slightly, or if that's too much, just bring your attention to this point. So with that focus now, I invite you to take a long and deep inhale through your nose if you can. Exhale everything out through your nose. And again, inhaling to send all that air, all that prana into your belly, letting it expand like a balloon. And exhaling everything out as belly comes in towards the spine to push the air up and out through your nose. Inhaling to fill belly, then maybe up into the rib cage, maybe up into the chest, the heart area. And exhaling to empty out. Chest, rib cage comes in, belly comes in to push the air out. Inhaling to expand. And exhaling to contract, emptying. As you're ready, I invite you to keep breathing in this way now at your own rhythm, your own natural rhythm, keeping that awareness at third eye point. And just really arriving here now in your body. Now, as you continue to breathe here, I invite you to notice the quality of the air in the room around you, sensation as it moves through your nostrils. Noticing any sounds around you, the sounds of your house or of the world outside coming in through your window. We just had a street cleaner go by and I'm hearing cicadas now. And continuing to breathe here, sensing into anything coming up in your body that's been asking to be noticed. Maybe that's tension or pain or tenderness. Just continuing to breathe, maybe breathing through something in this moment and letting something go. Or maybe not. Now the next time you inhale deeply, I invite you to hold that breath in, becoming the container here for a moment. Just holding everything that you are right now close, holding, 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 keeping that awareness at the third eye point. And exhaling everything out through the nose, coming back to natural breath. And just remaining in stillness here with eyes closed and focused up at third eye. Just taking a moment to notice where you're at today. And we'll take every opportunity that we can throughout today's practice to meet ourselves with honesty where we are, without forcing through, simply rather inviting the experience to unfold. So now as you're ready, we're going to go ahead and tune in together with the Adi mantra. This is a mantra in the sacred Sikh language of Gurmukhi. It's actually the Punjabi language. It's a sacred script known as Gurmukhi, very, very old. And this practice of Kundalini Yoga comes from North India, where the language also comes from. And the mantra we're about to chant is also very, very old. The words are Ong, O-N-G, Ong, Namo, Gurudev Namo. Ong, Namo, Gurudev Namo. It means I bow to the teacher within and I call on my highest consciousness. It's a really beautiful and really important reminder every time we start a practice that all of us human beings down here on earth hold this very, very deep potential to go deeper than we do on a regular basis, to actually start to access some of the energy that we hold inside of us, because we typically hold a lot more energy than we know what to do with. So we can actually start with the right focus and the right attention to access that energy, as well as the wisdom bound up in that energy, and start to use it with greater focus, greater intention, to heal ourselves, and by extension to heal the world around us. With regular practice, everything ripples outwards. So let's give our palms a rub here. And bringing thumbs to the heart space, sitting up tall, tucking the chin just a bit to keep your spine long. We're going to take 2 deep inhales together. 2 breaths, rather. On the inhale, I invite you to visually move energy up from the base of your spine all the way to the crown of your head. And on the exhale, see if you can either project out your third eye point, just visualizing, or simply let the energy flow back down your spine, whatever feels more natural to you. And then once we do that, we'll chant Ong Namo Gurudev Namo 3 times. So let's try this now. Inhaling up. And exhale. Inhaling up. And exhale. And on the next inhale, we'll chant. Inhaling up. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Beautiful. Now, as you're ready, keeping the hands in place, let's take another deep inhale to hold. And as you're holding your breath here, setting your intention for today's practice, whatever that means to you, whatever comes to you in this moment, no need to overthink. And once you have it, feeling free to exhale and relax your hands back down. Taking another moment once you get there just to let that intention sink in a little bit further. All right, now as you're ready, you can either keep your eyes closed or open them as I introduce today's practice. So as I mentioned, today's practice is one for self-love. This is a Kriya that is meant to help us to open our heart, to create a more positive relationship with ourselves, and to open ourselves to receive more love. So when we talk about self-love, the language of things often gets hijacked by this rather ongoing, trending conversation on self-care. And self-care is really important. Bubble baths, chocolate, Netflix binging, or even quote-unquote healthier things like going for runs. These are all potential forms of self-care and all really important ways that we can actually cope and deal with untold levels of chaos and disturbance around us. We're not living in a quote-unquote regulated world. Probably don't have to tell you that. So although self-care is crucial and we should not be giving up our self-care habits by any stretch of the imagination, when we talk about self-love here, for the purposes of today's practice, we're talking about something a little bit deeper. We're talking about actively and intentionally tending to our heart. Tending to our heart so that, ultimately so that it can stay open. Even while chaos swirls around us, even in the face of unprecedented challenge and struggle. So, I don't know if I need to say more about this, because the practice is a very, very powerful one today, and it speaks for itself. But I will also just add that with regular practice, even if self-love sounds like something you want to roll your eyes at, or something that doesn't come naturally, maybe something that's deeply buried, I want to put forth this idea that it's in all of us, that it exists in all of us, and that we just need to open ourselves to it. So, and with regular practice, of course, this practice of self-love, this practice of loving extends and ripples outwards into a world that very, very badly needs it. So this is important work. So with that being said, we're going to begin now with a few quick warm-up exercises. So I invite you, for starters, to come. You can either keep your cushion or not. You can see how it feels. We're going to come to bring the soles of our feet together in butterfly pose or Baddha Konasana. So you can either bring them further out into more of a diamond and grab your shins sitting up tall, Or bring your heels closer to your body, interlace your fingers, and clasp them around your toes. And from here, we'll just begin to flap our wings or our knees up and down. Could be a very tiny movement, no need to force. Closing your eyes once you've got it to focus up at third eye point. And it's a small, quick movement, but the breath is long and slow and deep into the belly, just as we did before. Working here to begin unlocking tension, stored emotion, stored pent-up stories and narratives that we often hold in our hips and our pelvic area, sometimes without even knowing it. Everyone's doing great. Really anchoring your inner gaze up at third eye point. Now, as you're ready, I invite you to slowly come to stillness, stay in the same position, and we'll take a deep inhale to hold once again. Holding, holding, holding. And exhaling everything out. And as you're ready, just taking a moment here to notice anything new that comes up in these pauses that we take. Integrating the effects of every action. And as you're ready, we're going to slowly now come on to hands and knees. To come into cat-cow. Waking up the spine now. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And if you want to take pressure off your wrists, you can open your fingers extra wide, root down into the ground, or maybe even come onto your fists. Either way, here we're inhaling to drop the belly and lift the chin a little bit. Exhaling to round the spine, letting the head and neck relax down. Inhaling to drop the belly, exhaling to round the spine. And once you've got it, again, closing your eyes, focusing in and up at third eye point, and falling into your own natural rhythm. Fast or slow, doesn't matter. Powerful breath through the nose. Keep going. The spine is the main pathway for energy, for information, for everything that we believe about ourselves and the world. All of this information just travels back and forth between brain and body along the spine. So by doing cat-cow or other types of spinal flex, we're working to keep that pathway clear and alive. And it's a really great way of cutting through inner confusion, bringing more clarity to the ways that we interact with ourselves and with the world. Keep going, you're doing great. As you're ready, coming back to a flat back here. And from here, taking a deep inhale to hold once again. And exhaling everything out. Taking a moment here. And as you're ready, we're going to curl our toes under, and in just a moment, we'll be easing back into a squat. So with your toes curled under now, let's take a deep inhale. And on the exhale, walking your hands towards your feet, towards your knees rather, until you can tilt your way up, perhaps, into a squat. So once you're in the squat, bringing heels close together, toes splayed out, we're in frog pose. Fingertips are on the ground in front of you. If you want to bring the ground closer up to you, you can bring a block right under your fingers. Now the full expression of this pose is to inhale as you press through your fingers and come up to bring nose towards knees. If you can keep your heels a little bit off the ground, great. If not, don't worry, just bring them down flat. And then we exhale back down, face forward in this squat. So inhaling up, exhaling down. And alternatively, you can inhale up and exhale partway down, meeting yourself where you are. So wherever you are now, continuing, not here for long. Closing your eyes to focus at third eye, unless you need them open for balance, of course, which is perfectly fine. Continuing now. Keep going, you're doing beautifully. This move here is a very good way of moving energy up from the lower chakras, the energy centers associated with digestion, with creativity, with belonging, with sexuality, the areas that we as human beings most often get stuck. And so we're helping with this movement to really move energy up from those lower centers towards the heart, towards the intuition, helping things flow much better. Keeping going here. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Now wherever you are, we'll do 3 more. Next time you inhale up, stay there, hold the breath in. And exhale all the way back down to a squat and ease back through a squat, back down to a seat, a comfortable seat of your choice. All right. Now from here, we're going to stretch, open the side body a little bit. I invite you to bring your left hand down on the ground next to you, fingers pointing out to the sides. And we'll inhale to draw the right arm overhead, opening the side body, leaning towards the left. And on the exhale, we switch, bringing the left towards the right. So inhaling to lean towards the left, exhaling to lean towards the right. Powerful breath through the nose. Again, finding your rhythm. Making space. Sometimes making space is the most important step to unearthing a little bit of self-love or a lot of self-love. Making room for our internal organs to do their good work, especially liver and gallbladder, which hold and process our frustration, our impatience, our anger. As you're ready, coming back down, both hands on the ground, next to your lap, next to your hips rather, and taking a deep inhale here to hold once again. And exhaling everything out. All right, now as you're ready, we'll move to a very simple exercise now. Inhaling to draw the shoulders up to the ears, exhaling to let gravity drop them down. Once again, closing your eyes to lock out distractions, lock focus and energy inward. You can think of this as a form of self-massage. It's also a good way of loosening tension and emotion that we hold in the shoulder area, which can so often block energy from flowing to other parts of the body. And next time you inhale up, hold the shoulders there, hold the breath in, and at the same time, squeeze every muscle in your body very tightly. Face, fists, everything. Holding, holding, holding. And then through an O-shaped breath, we'll cannon breath out to relax everything. And we'll do this twice more. Inhaling up, holding everything. And out. And one more time, inhaling up, holding every muscle tight. And out. Taking another moment here now just to relax, just to notice. And as you're ready, fluttering your eyes open. Now I invite you to get comfortable in your seat now. We're going to move to the Kriya proper. We're deep into the practice already, of course, but our Kriya is like the gem of the practice, the central part. So for this first exercise, we're going to be combining a mudra, which is a hand gesture, with a drishti, which is an eye focus, and a breath. So I'll introduce the breath to you first. It's known as the 1-minute breath, and the full expression of this breath is to inhale deeply for 20 seconds, hold the breath for 20 seconds, and then exhale for 20 seconds. And if you do that, you've managed to take an entire minute to take one breath. And most of us need to work up to that. So what I advise is to take a deep inhale, exhale everything out, all the air out. And now let's inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There, we've just started practicing together by trying a 5 count on each side. Now, if you can do 6 or 7 or 10-second inhale, that's great. Then you can match the hold and the exhale to 10 seconds or 12 or however long you can inhale for. But we don't want to force or push through pain. We don't want to strain to push an extra second into that breath. So meeting yourself where you are and matching the other 2 parts to the inhale. So that's the first part, the breath. And now for the mudra, we're going to bring our left hand up at our side like we're taking an oath. And then the right hand comes over top of our head, hovering about 6 to 9 inches above our head. And just we're holding both of our hands in this position now. And closing the eyes, I invite you to bring your inner gaze down to focus at the very tip of your chin. This is a drishti known to help us see ourselves with more clarity, see ourselves more for who we are. So with this focus in place, with the hands held high, let's start now with that 1 minute or less breath, beginning now as you're ready. Inhaling for 1 or 5 or 7, and matching hold and exhale to the same count. Now, as you breathe here, as you hold this position, I invite you to imagine that with this right hand hovering over your head, you're showering blessings down on yourself, right through the crown of your head. And with your left hand, you're sending blessings out into the world around you. Our arms can start to feel like 2-ton bricks in any kind of arm hold position. So just doing your best with it. And if you do find that you're pushing through pain, you can always take a bit of pressure off the shoulder by resting your hand on your head. It's easier than coming all the way down and trying to come back up again. Just challenging ourselves here. A bit of discomfort can actually be healing. At the same time, we never want to push through pain. So if you do feel pain and you need to come out of it, continue with the breath. And continue by visualizing yourself doing this movement perfectly in your mind's eye. There's so much of the same benefit that we get from simple visualization. As you continue to breathe here, focusing on the breath to push through a little bit. See if you can summon self-affection for this work, this challenge, this experience. The focus at the chin. The chin is a lunar center. Brings cooling and calming, balancing out of emotions. And like I mentioned, helps us to see ourselves with a little more clarity from the outside in, from the inside out. Feeling your magnetic field or your aura expand around you as you continue to breathe, as you continue to hold steady. You're doing beautifully, or almost there. Now, as you're ready, I invite you to take a deep inhale here. And on the exhale, bring both arms all the way out in front of you. Arms parallel to the ground, hands, palms facing down. And from here, we're just going to let that breath pattern that we just did go entirely. And instead, just breathe long and deep into the belly, as we did at the beginning. Closing your eyes here to once again focus at the tip of the chin. So eyes are closed, we're sitting up tall, holding steady, breathing long and deep into the belly, focused at the chin. We're kind of powering up all the organs right now between our neck and our navel with this hold, with this breath, with our arms held out like this. Strengthening and opening up the heart center. You're doing beautifully. Staying focused on the breath. Self-love is a challenge. So maybe it's only fitting that this practice is also a challenge for both body and mind. We're almost there. And heart, of course. Now, as you're ready, I invite you to take another deep inhale. And on the exhale, bring your arms all the way overhead this time. You can't see my hands, but my palms are facing forward. And I'm holding them up overhead. I'm almost hugging my ears with my arms. And once you have this now, eyes are closed once again, focusing at chin once again. And long and deep breath into the belly once more. The breath here is slow and nourishing and healing, resisting any need to rush. You're doing great. Unfurling self-love with every breath. It's always been in you. I'm going to share a little quote by Bell Hooks, author, activist. Bell Hooks. When we can see ourselves as we truly are and accept ourselves, we build the necessary foundation for self-love. Continuing to breathe here. If you need to take a little bit of pressure off your shoulders but don't want to come out of it entirely, you can also bend your elbows a little bit. We're almost there. Now, as you're ready with your hands still in the air, let's take a deep inhale to hold the breath in. And reaching all the way up as far as you can with your fingers, so much so that your butt almost comes off the ground. Holding, 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 squeezing every muscle tightly as you do. And keeping your hands up, we'll exhale out. Relaxing just a bit, relaxing the muscles in your body, but keeping the hands up. We'll do this twice more before we relax. Inhaling up to reach. And tighten, holding, holding, holding. And exhale. And one last time, inhaling up to reach. Holding everything. Reaching for the heavens, reaching for the sky. And exhaling as you slowly and gently float your hands all the way back down to your lap, palms up. Index finger and thumb come together here in Gyan Mudra, little mini circuits that we make with our fingers to strengthen receptivity to our own wisdom. And taking a few moments here to relax all the muscles of your body. Relax your breath, breathing naturally. And focused at third eye point. Just noticing, remaining curious, remembering your intention for today's practice. And now as you're ready, I invite you to slowly bring your legs out long in front of you and ease your way down onto your back. We're going to relax for just a few minutes, letting the effects of this practice fully absorb more into the nervous system, letting the nutrients of this Kriya really travel around within us and move to where they're most needed. So you can take up as much space as you like on the ground, grabbing any cushions or blankets or anything else you might need to get comfortable. No need to control the breath or just breathing naturally. No need to focus at third eye or just letting everything go here. I'm going to play a little bit of music. This is Dream Prayer by Chantras Siba. As you're ready, just relaxing the soles of your feet, toes, ankles, shins, and calves. Relaxing knees and thighs, hips, buttocks, and sex organs. Muscles of the belly and the heart space soft. Spine and muscles of the back melting into the earth. Relaxing arms from shoulders down to fingertips. Throat and neck soft. Relaxing the tongue in your mouth, muscles of the jaw, face, brow point, all letting go. Back of the head and top of the head relaxed. Relax. Relax. As you're ready now, I invite you to slowly begin wriggling your fingers and your toes, coming slowly back in, making circles with your wrists and your ankles, one way and then the other. And then as you're ready, taking a full body stretch, arms overhead, toes pointed and flexed as you inhale and exhale fully. And then as you're ready now, drawing knees up into your chest, giving yourself a bit of love, a bit of a hug here as you rock from side to side, left to right, massaging the lower back. Now as you're ready, coming back to center, keeping your left leg held in as you extend your right leg out long. I invite you to inhale your left knee across your body into a twist. And maybe opening your arms wide, maybe turning your head away from your knee and taking a long, deep inhale into your belly as you do. And exhaling out. Another deep inhale. And exhaling everything out as you slowly come back through center and switch sides. So left leg comes out now, right knee comes in, and we'll now inhale the right knee across the body into a twist on the other side. Again, inhaling deeply into the belly. Exhaling out. Another deep inhale. And exhaling everything out as you slowly come back to center. Feet on the ground with knees bent or legs out long, as you prefer. Just taking another moment here at center. Feeling yourself whole and supported on the earth, on a ground which always rises up to meet you where you are, no matter what. Feeling a deep, deep well of clarity, of profound coherence at the center of your being. And knowing that you can always come home to this place. And as you're ready now, we're going to come back up to a seat in one of two ways. We can either bring our hands behind our thighs and rock up and down on the spine until we come back up to a seat. Or you can alternatively roll onto your left side and ease your way up gently with your hands. Either way, we'll meet back up in a comfortable seat. Getting comfortable, getting settled here. And we're going to seal this practice, this self-love practice today, with a beautiful meditation for childhood trauma, bad memories, and attachments. So This is a meditation that can benefit anyone with any kind of trauma, ultimately. It was originally actually taught as a children's meditation, so it's a really easy meditation to teach your kids. If you're an adult doing it, and it's a really, we'll just finish that thought, great to teach your kids, a great meditation for balancing out emotions. If you're an adult practicing it, it has also this added benefit of kind of evoking certain emotions that might have been sticking around in our system for as long as since childhood. So if you're someone who often feels that your reactions to things are stemming from really, really old stuff, and not in a good way, this is a meditation that can really help to get us back synced up with our own natural rhythms. We often get pulled away from center, pulled away from rhythm, sometimes for days, months, years of our lives, whole lifetimes. So this is a meditation that reminds us of our own natural rhythm and how to come back to who we really are. And sort of shedding those lingering effects of trauma. And so the mantra is a very common one in Kundalini Yoga. Sa, ta, na, ma. Universe, life, death, rebirth. Universe, life, death, rebirth. We can understand this mantra as the natural cycle of existence for all living things. So when we chant this mantra, we're helping ourselves to come back to our own natural cycle of existence, our own natural rhythm. And we're not going to be singing or chanting this mantra today. We're simply going to be speaking it out loud. And so we're coupling this mantra with a mudra, a moving hand gesture. I invite you to relax your left hand on your heart here. And your right hand, hold your pinky finger and your ring finger down with your thumb. And your middle finger. The only one sticking up is your index finger. And from here, on the sa, if we point and touch our finger to the midpoint of our lower lip, sa. On the ta, it's the tip of our nose, ta. Na is the corner of our right eye, and ma is our third eye point. And then on the next time, it's sa, ta, switch to the left eye, na, ma. So it's the same thing, sa, ta, na, ma, lip, nose, eye, third eye. But we switch which eye each time we move. So as you're ready, left hand on your heart, I invite you to sit up tall, tuck your chin a bit, close your eyes, and we'll take a long and deep inhale in here, filling the belly with air. And exhaling everything out. And as you're ready, we'll begin. Sa, ta, na, ma. 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 As you're ready, letting this mantra relax. Relaxing your right hand down to your lap, taking a moment here in stillness with eyes still closed, focused up at third eye point, breathing naturally. Now I invite you to inhale and hold the breath. And as you're holding your breath, see if you can feel or sense your inner child by self-hypnosis. Exhaling everything out. Inhaling a second time now to hold. And as you hold this time, picturing yourself as a child in your heart, right where your hand is resting. Concentrate. And exhaling everything slowly out. And we'll inhale again now to hold. And repeat that picture of yourself now. Summoning that picture of your inner child deep within your heart. And sending blessings to that child now, and blessings to yourself. And exhale everything out. Slowly relaxing your other hand now back down to the lap. Taking a moment here. Ring index fingers and thumbs together, palms up. And just breathing naturally. All right. Now, as you're ready, we're going to go ahead and close out today's practice together with the mantra Sat Nam, meaning truth name in Gurmukhi, or truth is my name, truth is my identity or my essence. And we chant this to end every practice as a way of reminding ourselves to always be moving towards alignment with our true self, with our true purpose. with who we really are and why we're really here. So I invite you to rub your palms together one more time. Bring your thumbs to your sternum, sitting up tall, tucking the chin. And we're gonna, before we chant one long Sat, short Nam to close, we're gonna deeply breathe together twice, just as we did at the beginning. So on the inhale, visualizing energy move up your spine to your crown. And on the exhale, this time we'll see if we can project it out our third eye point. Inhaling up and out. Inhaling up and out. And on the next inhale, we'll close, inhaling up. Sat Nam. Beautiful. Now bringing your thumbs up to your third eye point. I invite you to ground yourself in the energy of today's practice by bringing head and hands towards the ground. It might just be a small bow forward, or if you'd like, you can also ease onto your knees and bring palms and forehead to the ground. Either way, just taking a moment here to ground down, give thanks, and acknowledge your journey thus far, no matter what that happens to mean to you. No matter what form that takes for you. And we'll come back up as we're ready. Sat Nam. Sat Nam, everybody. Thanks so much for joining in today's journey of self-love. I hope it felt like a worthwhile exploration to you. And if you like this video, please like, subscribe, do all those things that we're supposed to do in this day and age to support one another online. I know I'm not big on this YouTube channel yet, but that could change. And if you have any questions or comments, feel very free to leave those in the comments. And if you have anything you'd like to share with me, same thing, feel free to leave it in the comments. I'm happy to answer each and every person who reaches out to me. So wishing you a beautiful day and hope to see you again soon.